the price on that stuff, for me, the barrier to entry, it's just too high. I'm not going to be spending $15 to $20 on stuff in a video game that's like cosmetic. I just think about all the other things that I could buy with $15 to $20 that are way more useful to me than a Beavis and Butthead skin that I'm not even going to really see because I'm playing the game as them. Honestly, Black Ops 6 really sucked the life out of a lot of people in like the COD fan base because of all these problems. It was a year people were really excited about. It didn't quite deliver. And then it really went downhill with all the hacking and cheating and Warzone being in shambles. It seemed like every aspect of Call of Duty was falling apart. And yeah, I mean, dude, we're on the same boat. I mean, this was for sure our slowest year. And it's not even a bad game. Multiplayer, casual wise, it's not bad. But it's like everybody had stuff to say about this game that was negative, and rightfully so. I mean, there was a lot of problems with it, but the base game was not that bad.
Welcome everyone to episode 237 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good. We are no longer delayed, hopefully.
yeah. Much better.
Yeah, thank God. No, man, I'm doing good though. We've been on a rant. Like it started with me saying that I'm back to working a normal job here now, which is unfortunate. School has started again.
Yeah.
And then we were just talking about stupid people with money.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about gambling initially.
Yeah. We won't get into that. That might be a touchy subject for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, just my experience, I do not gamble. I've only been to the casino once. I'm actually proud to say that. But yeah, we were talking about that, and then we ended up going into people just blowing money, unfortunately, or people not being financially responsible, which is quite a common thread.
Which is part of gambling.
Yeah, which is exactly.
I sports bet, but I was telling you that, you just got to bet or gamble responsibly, right? That's what everyone says. My betting, though, is like I do it for everyone does it for the high and like the big payout. But I was telling you, like, my bets are like $1. So like I'm okay losing $1. I've never made a bet more than $10.
I can't remember how much like the biggest bet that I ended up making, because the only time that I've ever used my phone to gamble was when we were at the I think it was at the Boston Major when we got that promo for what's the site that they use?
Prize Picks.
Yeah, on Prize Picks, where I think they gave you, I want to say it was like $50 or something, or it could have been 100, but it was
100.
Yeah, that was like the most money that I've ever poured into it. And
that's the thing.
I didn't make any money back on it. Like I think throughout the time, like I may have been up $20, but that was after I was down about $80. You know?
Well, see, that's the thing. They legalized sports betting in Massachusetts, and they were doing like a bunch of promos for all that. So like all the money I've had since they've legalized it is like from the promos. And people are like, how do you still have that? I bet 50 cents, like quarter. I'm not even kidding, like quarters and like $1. And that's why I still have it. Like I refuse to deposit more money into those accounts. I refuse, because right now it's all extra money to me. And the first year I did hit it big in my eyes. I put down like a $5 bet, random parlay on like March Madness that I don't even watch. And I got that high. I won like $300.
That's crazy.
I took that 300 right out. And I kept like $150. And like I've gotten close, don't get me wrong. I've gone down to less than $5. I'm like, I have to hit it. Like I'm acting like this is my life savings and this is just free money that, like, at this point I just want to say that I haven't deposited any money ever into these accounts, and like everything's just profit. But now it's just, again, the principle of like having money in there that's free. I'm like, if I hit zero, I gotta wait till a promo comes. Like I can't put any money in.
That's how I would tend to function with any of those like online gambling outfits. Is again, if there's a promo going, then I'll do it. Like that was the only reason that I did that with the Call of Duty stuff, is just because they gave out free money. You know, like it really doesn't matter to me. If I make money, great. If I lose it, I'm like, well, then I lose it. But yeah, I'm certainly not going to be putting my credit card down or,
Mhm.
trying to deposit more money into it.
Oh, well,
Um,
that site originally, Prize Picks, they let you link a credit card, which is crazy, which
yeah,
means
yeah,
you're gambling with not your money.
yeah, yeah. So,
And
dude, can you imagine? I'm sure, bro. I'm sure there's people in the Call of Duty space that went thousands into from Prize Picks. Like, they just kept trying to make bets and
mhm,
hit parlays and just like all the stuff that didn't happen.
mhm,
Um,
yeah. And COD is just like we were talking about it, like sports betting does require like research and stuff. If you want to like win, at the end of the day, it's all luck. But like COD is so hard, like to predict. I mean, like you and I witnessed it when we were there. Like, oh, it's very simple on Prize Picks, over or under, bro.
yeah,
Anytime you pick, it's like by one kill, and that's all it is. It's just kills.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like this person, Simp could be frying map one and then the S&D, it's like over 3 kills. So you're like, oh, that's a lock.
yeah.
Then he gets shit on.
Right.
And it's like, what? And then you're like, oh, okay, the under in control then. Then he fries. And
I think that's what turned me off from it because I had so many of those. I remember there was one of them that was with Linz.
mhm,
I'm pretty sure it was with him, and I was so pissed because, like, to what you're saying, everything that I was imagining would happen, the exact opposite happened with it.
mhm.
And I'm like, dude, I understand this game. Like, there's no way he shouldn't be hitting these numbers that I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
So fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
No,
I'm like,
exactly. Yeah.
you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's all it always goes to like what I say when people always make predictions. Like we make predictions on here all the time just because it's fun, but there's a difference between like when you say like, oh, I think this is gonna happen, and then you're like, no, this is definitely gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because in all this stuff, like especially for me with COD, like I don't follow a lot of other sports. You just never know, and you can't predict this stuff.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, again, Simp, one of the greatest players of all time, he could literally just that day just wake up and not know how to play the game,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's happened. Like it's happened to him, and it's like, can
Mhm.
you imagine back like when Octane was playing in what was it in Vanguard, and like someone must have maybe made a, bet on him for search and destroy. Guy goes and drops double donut. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
there had to have been someone out there like, dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There's no chance Octane is not going to
Mhm.
get a kill. Like
The
it's impossible.
the only well, not the only way, but with COD, it's just so hard because all of it is just kill based. It's like
Right.
over, under. If in other sports there's different stats, like you can bet on, obviously. But um if COD added that, that makes it, it gives you a better outcome. That like instead of just you're literally just throwing away your money at COD at times because you just don't know. And it's happened to me where like they're 1 kill away. Like I need the over, they don't get it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like 1 kill, and that happens all the time. But if they added different stats, then it's like, okay, you can like research and do a bunch of different like strategy rather than just like kills.
Yeah. Yeah. The kills thing is interesting, and they just do it because it's so
Yeah, it's
easy
easy. It's easy.
for
Yeah.
anybody. Like, yeah, anybody who gets into it, you don't have to know that much about the game to be able to start betting on it.
Hmm.
Obviously, that's why they do it. But yeah, I got so discouraged from all those losses. And again, myself thinking that I know a decent amount about the game, I'm like, I should be able to do okay on this. And then proves that I don't.
Hmm.
I'm just like, yeah, forget this. Like, dude, you cannot predict this stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Anyone with some things too, like I've seen it with racing, like with Formula One, there's betting on that. And some that stuff to me, like again, those are like my two main things. I'll follow COD and I follow like racing stuff, but I just have no desire to bet on that stuff. You
Hmm.
know, it just I don't know. Maybe people listening, there's some people who are like diehard gamblers and shit. I mean, God bless you, you
Hmm.
know.
I hope you're
But
up.
do it responsibly.
Yeah.
But like yeah, there's way too much chance involved in all this stuff. There's way too many outside, things
Hmm.
that could happen that would cause cause me to lose money.
Hmm.
And I'm not trying to lose money over some like stupid player or driver that I'm like, I don't even know you,
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
you know.
Yeah. The only sports betting I really do is NFL season. So like football's coming up because again, it's there's just so much random stuff you can like actually bet on and like hope, for things to go a certain way. But again, dollar bets.
Yeah, keep it low. If you start being like 20, $30, like you gotta slow it down, you
Yeah.
know?
No, yeah, I was telling you, like, I had to go to a bachelor party, and we went to the casino, and like the cheap hands were $15. I was like, $15, dude. Like, yeah, like in reality, not that much money. But in that
Right.
moment, I'm like, could you imagine just losing $15 in like a second? Like just gone.
Yeah,
And
like it
that's
it
how
would
I think about it. And I'm like,
yeah.
I did you didn't do it. You didn't even get to react, and your money's just gone. And you got nothing to show for it.
And you think too, like, when that happens, nobody loses that and then is immediately like, "Oh, I'm done." You know what I mean? Because if
Yeah.
you lose $15, like, yeah, it's a bummer, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
But the problem is no one's losing 15. Like,
No, yeah,
you
yeah.
lose 15, and then you're pissed, and then you
Yeah.
start, like, angrily betting,
Yeah.
and then that
But yeah.
15 turns into, like, 50, and, like, God forbid, like, it goes anything more, hopefully your conscience kicks in, and you're like, "I
Yeah.
need to stop right now."
Yeah.
But yeah, we were saying when you lose like, 50, $60, stuff like that, that's where I'm getting into money where I'm like, yo, this is bad.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I could buy like decent things now. 15 bucks, like I still get a good sandwich. Like I could do some nice things with
That's what I'm
$15.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. When you get into the 50, 60, $70 range, I'm like, man, we're talking about, some nice little pieces of tech, small
Yeah.
things, talking about a video game, like talking about a nice dinner. Like now we're getting into serious stuff that I literally just burned in a matter of minutes because I can't control myself.
Yeah. It's just gone. Like you have
Yeah,
nothing to show for it.
yeah. Nah, I can't fathom that. I mean, again, the only people that can be doing that are the guys who just make obscene amounts of money. And I'm like, I just love to watch it because I know I'll never be in that position, but it's just cool because I'm like, dude, this guy just lost 50 grand. I'm like, oh, but he doesn't care. Doesn't matter. Like, but
Yeah.
he could win 500,000 and that'd be cool,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And we were saying like most people, like they don't regardless of how much you make or whatever, it's like all like ratios. Um and most people are in the position to like lose 5-10 bucks.
Right.
Like you can use that $5 to $10 to buy like, you can argue, oh well, if you don't buy a coffee. I'm like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever. Like I get gambling's a hobby for like a lot of people. But me personally, like I'd rather go and get a coffee for that money. Like I exchange for something instead of
Right.
exchanging for possibly losing my money. I
Dude,
get
and
nothing out of it.
that's a whole other thing too. Like we won't this isn't the Dave Ramsey podcast, but like
Oh, or
that's
an AA podcast.
but yeah, right. But it's the same thing with people like that I work with who every day they bring in coffee
Mhm.
every day. And I'm like, man, coffee ain't cheap anymore. Like you're
No,
not
yeah,
buying a
yeah.
small hot black coffee,
Mhm,
like you're getting this large iced with, God knows what is in it. Like you're probably paying what, 5, $6 for that coffee, something
mhm.
like that. Eat like, if you're at Starbucks, forget it. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
you're paying more than that. I'm like, bro, you do that every day. And then these people start feeling generous and they're like, oh, let me get my person, his first day back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
school. I'm like, yo, what? Like, you're spending $25 on fucking Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah,
Like, dude, you have
yeah,
to you have to chill out. And then
yeah,
these people do it every day. They
yeah.
just buy
A
that.
and Dunkin's a cheap coffee. Then you look at the end of the month and you're like, "I spent $150 on Dunkin' Donuts."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's like,
dude,
yeah.
I had a period last year where after work, when I would go to my other job, I would go and get a coffee, and I
Mhm.
was doing that every day. But I would always get a small hot black,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was like two something, like $2 or whatever. But
Mhm.
then I had my credit card on auto reload for $10 every time.
Yeah, and
And
then
then it was like at the end of like it was like 2 months when
mhm.
I checked it. I was like, "Yo," I'm like,
Yeah,
"What?"
yeah.
I was like, I looked through my statements. I'm like adding it up. I
Mhm.
was like, "Oh, bro, I have to
Yeah.
chill out
It
here. Like, what am I doing? Like, that coffee is not necessary."
yeah, yeah, it adds up like fat. Like the small
Yeah,
increments, right? Like, yeah, I don't think about spending $5 like whatever. Like I go buying coffee, whatever, right? Like
right.
it's a small increment. That's what happens. The small increments get you. And
Yeah,
then you want to go make a big purchase for like $200. You're like, nah, I can't get that. But then you look at the end of the month, how much you spent on like coffee, for example, and you spent nearly that much.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
no, you could have had that money to go buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those realities set in a lot when you become older, you know?
Yeah.
And especially when you have to start buying a lot of stuff, like,
Hmm.
for you, like, we had to buy, like, a whole bunch of stuff for your house, then you start to really micromanage a lot of the dumb things that
The
you didn't
little
even
things.
think about
Yeah.
before, you know? And it's like, bro, this money could add up big time,
Yeah.
Like, if I God forbid, like, yeah, washer or dryer or something like that breaks down, you're like, "Dude, if I didn't get my coffee every day that I don't need," I'm like, "That could have been a couple of $100 towards this purchase," like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
see, that's my our washer did break. Oh, not washer. No, yeah, washer. Not now, but like when we first moved in, like it lasted a couple months and then
Yeah,
it broke. I'm like, God
which is
damn it.
insane.
Yeah. Well, it was an original washer, so like from
You figured.
1989. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was old. But again, I had the money to like pay
right,
for it just in cash.
right.
And if I was out there spending like all my money on like microtransactions, I wouldn't have been able to afford this washer like that. And
Right.
I think that's why I don't spend money like on microtransactions, which,
Yeah,
leads all the way to, from the gambling. It's like I don't like losing money or like not getting at least spending money on a microtransaction, you get something that you can see. But the thing is, it doesn't transfer to the next game. So it's like you kind of are throwing away money.
well, dude, I was just gonna say that was the one thing that was really good that they started doing because at least with these purchases that you would make, like now you can at least justify that, oh, I'm gonna have this for the foreseeable Call of Duties because they're gonna keep it going.
Mhm.
But man, you think back on some of the stuff that you'd buy in like Black Ops 4, bro, that shit's gone. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
just
know,
yeah,
like you spent all that money and for what, you know?
yeah,
And even with like,
and
I know it's a little bit different, but like
mhm,
on, um, on Black Ops 1, which by the way, I beat the campaign to that game yesterday. Unbelievable. Like one
mhm.
of the best. It was
The
so good.
numbers, Mason.
Dude,
The
dude,
numbers.
I don't want to go like too side note on
Mhm,
stuff, but we're jumping around, but man, I hadn't played that game probably, oh, man, I mean, over a decade, right?
mhm,
The campaign in particular, multiplayer probably been the same thing, but dude, I understand that campaign or understood that campaign way more this time around than I did the
mhm.
first time.
Yeah.
I just started to pay attention to way more details. There were things that I didn't understand. Like when I played World at War, and I was like, oh, I wonder what happened to
Mhm,
that character, Dmitry Petrenko. I'm like, what happened to him? And then in this game, I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, they tell you exactly what happens to him and how he
mhm,
dies, and like the whole story, and it just makes way more sense, and you
mhm,
appreciate it more. But at any rate, on there, they always are like, "Oh, if you wanna go and get the new Resurgence map pack, like, you wanna go and buy it," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
tempted." But it's like, dude, they put out probably what? You'd say maybe 2 or no, they put more than 2. They probably do 3 or 4 map packs per
Yeah,
game,
like yeah.
and each of
Mhm.
them were I wanna say they were around $10, $15.
Yeah, I think they're like 15 bucks.
Yeah, I think yeah. So, dude, by the end of the game, you spent a whole
Bought
other
another
game.
game. Yeah, which was
And
a
dude,
lot of money.
they were smart. They were
Yeah, but
smart.
now people are spending 10x a game.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I never even bought like the map packs either for like back then. Um,
yeah,
it's just it's funny again, like how all those actions like lead up to you like later on. It like applies to everything. So I was telling you
yeah,
about like, you know, if you're a very nice person, you're like, oh, I'll cover a coffee for you. I'll cover all this. Very generous. But then coming from the person that's doing that is like, you are not in the position to spend $5. Yeah, it's only $5, but like, how many times are you going to be doing that? It's like, you got to take care of yourself first before you can do any of that. And that applies to these microtransactions. Like, I look
yeah,
at them, I'm like, all right, I look at it like per game. I'm like, all right, I'm spending $70 on this game. All right, I'm gonna buy the Boston Breach skin. All right, that's an extra. What? It's
was it
15
10,
bucks, 10 or
10,
15
15?
bucks. All right, I spent $80 to $85. I'm nearly at $100 for a goddamn game for the year. Like
Right,
it's gone after this. Like we're on to the
right.
next one. And
Yeah,
that's
it
with one
it's
skin.
crazy.
People are buying like multiple or like every single skin that comes out. I'm like, all right.
I wonder what the average amount of money that's spent on, like, like, throughout the year, like, one
Mhm,
gamer, like, how much do they generally spend on the game? Because I, again, think that you and I are in the odd realm where we seldom buy stuff in Call of Duty. I mean,
mhm,
that's it. Like you just said, we buy the game, we buy the breach stuff, and that's it. Um, and part of it is, again, the price on that stuff, for me, the barrier to entry, it's too high. Like
mhm.
I'm not going to be spending $15 to $20 on stuff in a video game that's like cosmetic. I just think about all the other things that I could buy with $15 to $20
Mhm.
that are way more useful to me than like a Beavis and Butthead skin that I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna really see because I'm playing the game as them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just it doesn't seem like it's worthwhile. That's why though, if they went down that route of, you know, everything's $5 or like, oh, you want to buy this camo? Yeah, it's $2.
Mhm.
Oh, they would, I still would hold back
But they would
because
get
some of these,
more.
oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I mean, I think they would do way more if they just made things cheaper, more people
Mhm,
would buy it because you'd lose track, It's like you're
mhm,
saying, someone goes, "Oh, yeah, I'll buy a coffee. Oh, yeah, I'll buy it." It's like, you probably do that with everything in your life where
mhm.
you're this generous person who it's like, "Oh, it's only $5. Yeah, it's only $10." And then at the end of the month, you've handed out
Yeah.
$250. It's like, dude, you don't you have no control over that stuff. You think you're
Mhm.
being generous, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, you're burying yourself.
Yeah. That would require these devs though to like work even more though.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they would
true.
have to be very like creative making a bunch of stuff. And clearly they can't be doing that
Dude,
because
they
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 don't put out anything good right now. But
they
yeah,
could
like
just be using AI for it. Just have
I
AI make it.
they could. And then they don't like there's no QA on any of this stuff. And you look at it, this
Right,
thing has like 6 fingers.
right. Dude, I will side note, because like today when we're recording this was when I had to go back to school. And we didn't have the kids, but we did, like, a whole bunch of, welcome back, all this nonsense. Man, I sat in probably 3 meetings. The amount of talk around AI.
Mhm.
"Oh, you can use this AI program to do this. Oh, if you wanna use AI to do," dude, it's insane. I
Yeah.
maybe controversial. Think it's a problem. I think it's a problem. Like, I get AI trying to do things for you, like, to some extent, but then there's some things where I'm like, "Bro," like, it's kinda taken away. I'm like, "That's kinda part of the struggle. You need to
Mhm.
figure this out." They're like, "Oh, yeah, well, we just asked AI to come up with this whole plan, and they did. So now
Mhm.
it's up for us to teach." I'm like, "But dude, what's this plan though?" Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's the same thing with, like, we don't go on that whole thing, but it's like with like people, these developers or, companies using AI to create stuff. I'm like, man, you're taking away from these people who like actually have the talent. And
Mhm.
again, we saw that in this game, like they'd have this stuff and it's like, 6 fingers, it's all
Mhm.
messed up, you know, like it becomes a problem if it just doesn't go check. People are like, ah, whatever, like you just press a
Mhm.
button, it's done in 5 minutes, boom,
Mhm.
that saves us hours of work.
That's the thing. It's a whole different. This is like a whole separate conversation. This is probably a good topic, like AI and gaming, and just in general. But
Oof, yeah, I know.
every, not just gaming, like literally every space is using AI right now, and I think like America's just a business. The world right now is a business. So it's like, okay, who can get ahead, and let's just use AI to do that and save. And morally, not right, but I don't think businesses care, obviously. So
Do you
yeah.
think there's going to be games in the future that are completely built using AI? Because I
Ye I
totally think that's going to
I
happen.
yeah, but I personally, I don't think we're, like, near that yet. Like, AI can do some crazy stuff, but I would say probably in our lifetime, like, towards the end of our lifetime, I will say, it can probably do something like that, but if that happens, I don't wanna be in a world like that because honestly, I think there's gonna be anarchy at that point. Like,
Oh yeah.
like there's gonna be wars, and so like the last thing I'm worried about at that point is like, you know, working in like video games or any of that stuff. Like there will be legit wars and people are overconfident and like want all the
Yeah,
power. Like um Horizon Zero Dawn is literally that. Like
yeah,
AI created itself and created a world, and then the robot, obviously the robots like turn because they don't have emotions or whatever, but then they develop emotions and then those robots get, terminated. Like we've seen it before, like all this stuff like in video games, and in that specifically, that's what happened. Like the robots wiped out the human race.
right. They got smart enough.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think for sure that's gonna happen at some point. I mean, again, God forbid, I hope we're long dead by that point.
yeah, I
Like,
know.
my dad was saying that, bro. He's like, "It's honestly kinda good that I'm not gonna be around for that shit," and I was like, man, that's true." He's like, "Yeah," he's like, "I couldn't imagine," because like,
Yeah.
he's hearing all this with AI, and he's like, "Dude, that's it's just ridiculous," you know? And
Mhm.
because I was showing him all this stuff, like this guy, Rick Beato on YouTube, he made this. It was a short or a video, and it blew up because he made this whole artist that didn't exist, and he made the
Mhm.
whole thing using AI and made this song, and it's phenomenal. Like it's a
Mhm.
really good song. And I showed it to my dad. I was like, "What you think about this?" He's like, "Oh, this is a good song. Like, who made this?" I'm like, "Yeah, nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody made,
Yeah.
like a
Mhm.
robot made this." And he's like, "Oh, that's not good." I'm like, "I know it's not good,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
is cool though." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? So
I
I
yeah.
think gaming will get there eventually, but you have to think about how, like, again, the processing power and everything that they have to be able to
Mhm.
do, and money they got to invest in AI to get to that point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely moving a lot faster than I personally expected, but
Yeah,
in
me
terms of the
too.
stuff that we can do, but it will get there. Like I have no doubt. Unless again, like war breaks out or something
Right.
where it just stops the human race from developing. But yeah. Anyways, speaking of futuristic stuff, dude, we're all over the place today. We haven't even talked about you know, we haven't talked in general for a while because we had the guest episodes and we had Tyler on last week. So if you guys haven't
Which
listened to that,
those were great, by the way. It was awesome sitting down with Tyler.
mhm,
Um, we sat down with him, what, 2 years ago, I
yeah,
think. So we missed quite a few
dude's
Call of Duty games in between that. So it
dude's
was good to
crushing it
sit
now,
back down. Oh yeah, dude, it's
absolutely
amazing. I
crushing.
mean, he's such an inspiration, man. To think that when
Hmm.
he started, or the first episode that we did with him, he was talking to us about doing YouTube,
Yeah,
and then here
dude,
he
now he
is,
has
and
over half
intro
a
to me.
million
He's got over
subs.
500,000 subs on YouTube.
Hmm.
I mean, he's really tapped in on that, and he's played a lot too. We've talked about this, like this idea of legacy content and things that always just appeal to people.
Hmm.
I think when I watch his page, when he talks about, revisiting old Call of Duties and all of this, um, a lot of people love that because so many of those games, like even for myself, like playing these old Call of Duties on my PS3 and PS2,
Hmm.
you know, those are like days that people want to recapture, or they
Yeah.
want to see what they're like because they, haven't in 10, 15 years,
Hmm.
you know? Um, and he's leaned into some content ideas along that line, and it's done him well. I mean, he's really, really smart about it. I mean, it was great sitting down and hearing him chat and sharing a lot of the same woes that we have with Call of Duty right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, it's awesome that like we've gotten to see like where he is like a couple of years ago to now. And like you said, he is an inspiration because we've been doing this podcast like for a while now. And then seeing him where he's at, I'm like, wow, like we're all still like we're just going.
Doing it,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like you think these people, like things just stop after that,
Mhm.
but then you realize you're like, oh shit, dude, everyone's
No.
still going. People are still rolling, trying to do their best and improve.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
And then that leads to like we haven't even talked about Black Ops 7, like the reveal
we
trailer. Dude, so much stuff has happened, like roster mania. Like I don't think this is all gonna fit into one episode, but like
Well, we've delayed the roster mania stuff for quite a bit. So I
yeah.
do want to talk about that because I think now, honestly, when we had the episodes with Tyler, and in between that, we were kind of hesitant about talking about some of the roster stuff because
Mhm.
you never really know what's going to happen like the next day. There's always going to
Mhm.
be some news that was coming around. Like we'd be texting each other like, "Oh, dude, we got to talk about this." And then the next day, everything just blows up. We're like, "Okay, things are still
Yeah, yeah.
really hot." I
But,
think now
uh,
things have settled a bit.
I think it has to an extent, but, like, nothing's
Mhm.
finalized yet. So that's why, like, I mean, I personally, I wanna talk about Black Ops 7 in the next,
Let's
like,
talk about
half
Black
hour
Ops 7 then,
because
dude. We got shit to talk
we
about, bro.
we got a lot to talk about.
We have to just say
Black
one thing, if I may. One thing,
Yeah,
if I may. Abizi, his time on Atlanta phase has
yeah.
come to an end. The end of an era with we're gonna assume that that trio split up, with Salium
Mhm.
because Salium hasn't been officially talked about that he's leaving.
Yeah.
We're assuming Simp is still on that team, but Abizi FaZe made that official announcement that he's gone.
Mhm.
Um, that one hit. It was just whack to see that they like
Mhm.
when they show his career, you're like, bro, he was with
Yeah.
them for so long. So you got to pay the respects to Abizi.
Oh, yeah, yeah. World champion.
World
World
champion, bro.
champion.
Both, yeah, yeah. That was crazy. I mean, it's gonna. I'm looking forward to everything that's gonna be going on in the CDL next year. But again, we'll save that for later because yeah, we did
Yeah.
have the whole Black Ops 7 reveal, um, and some of the rumors that we're gonna talk about. Because right now, dude, Black Ops 7 is in a weird spot. Battlefield 6, everybody's been hyped about it, and we're kind of shitting on Black Ops 6 or Black Ops 7. And then we got this trailer, which gave us a little bit, but we got more
Yeah.
news that was coming out about the game that
Mhm.
you and me are definitely like, this is our year, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think, Justin,
And
I think you were right. I think you were right that this is the game they wanted to make.
Mhm.
I was a little skeptical, but now from what I'm seeing, I think that's what they were. I think that was the plan all along.
Yeah. I will say, like, again, can't get our hopes up too much because again, every year everyone's like, "This is the year," but every year, I when I saw, one of the reveal trailer, I watched it. I'm like, okay, let's see how this is. Um, and then we got more news on. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, this game might really be it. And I've been preaching this since we started the podcast. Uh, After Cold War, well, we started on Cold War. Game after that was Vanguard.
Mhm.
And I remember saying they need to get rid of tax sprint, and that never happened for years. And we got confirmation that tax sprint is officially out of the game at the default level. There is a perk that adds tax sprint, but that's totally fine with me because I have a feeling that's gonna suck having it, or it's gonna get banned, and
Right.
I'm cool with that. And just that is already enough for me to be like, wow, this they're going back to what the roots were a bit.
I mean, dude, when we do our Black Ops 7 review, we're already talking like that's a point 0.5,
Oh
0.75
yeah,
plus
yeah.
improvement. Just on the fact that, yeah, they've removed tax sprint
Mhm.
as like a default feature in the game.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, look, when the reveal trailer, you guys can go and watch it if you haven't seen it already. It's definitely futuristic, which I'm all for. I know other people want to go back to just modern times, but at this point, I don't think it matters because COD needs to do something, especially going
Mhm,
up against Battlefield 6 and seeing Black Ops 7 and the news that have come out about it, like all the different changes, like tax sprint's a big one. Um, the amount of maps is like 16 new maps, brand new maps, um,
mhm.
6v6, co-op campaign. You and I are going to be playing that for it's up to four
For
people,
for sure.
linear too. None of that open world, which again, just adds to the point. I don't think Treyarch wanted to put out Black Ops 6. They needed to put out something quick.
Right.
And this game just looks really put together. Again, don't want to get too excited because we got to play the beta and then the game needs to come out. But
Right. Right.
I'm excited for this game.
I mean, them just putting out those changes, like another thing that they said too was that there's going to be no doors that you
Mhm.
actively run through, which is a huge thing. Like, I think they're gonna still have like some doors that are just open or like you can I don't know.
Push a
Say like they're
button and
sliding door.
open.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
like interactive stuff. But when it comes like from the years of Vanguard and like God forbid like MW 2019, honestly just like the past 5 years
Mhm.
where we've had that stuff. It seems like they're throwing that out, which is good because I don't know of anybody who was really enjoying that. It just made for a lot of like cheesy plays and, unnecessary stuff in the game that nobody asked for and nobody really needed.
Mhm.
Um, Especially for myself playing, like when I played Black Ops 1, which by the way, I was frying at that game. I showed you. I was like right back in it. That game to me though, it's so bare bones and it's so good. Like I was playing that game for hours and I didn't think that I would, but it just goes to show because the movement is it's like it was so weird to just like, that's
Yeah.
it. You just hit it once, And I'm like, "Look, there's no doors.
Mhm.
There's no tricks. It's just really simple, straightforward Call of Duty, And with good maps and, like, good guns and everything, that's all you really need. And that's what people have been asking for years. So, it seems like they've started to listen and try to get rid of those things that honestly, for me, it's like it makes this easier for them. Like you don't have to worry about adding that stuff in and trying to make it look really nice. It's like, bro, we don't want that.
Mhm.
Like, no one cares about like, the text print animation. I'm like, dude, just get rid of it altogether. No one cares, how you bust through a door. Like, no one cares, you know? So little things like that have have been really good. The other thing too that I was gonna say along the maps too that they added was they said that they're gonna have we heard that they were gonna add a lot of Black Ops 2 remastered maps. Um, I don't think we've gotten confirmation as to how many that they're gonna have. I could be wrong. But I
I
know
don't think
from
so.
I know from launch from what they've said is that they're gonna have Raid, Standoff, and Express just
Yeah.
as the 3 starting maps that are gonna be remasters. Um, I saw some people who were upset about this, and I don't get that at all. Like, I don't know if there was, like, both sides. People were annoyed that those were the maps that they chose because we've seen those so many times, and then there was also the people who were annoyed that they're only adding 3 of the remastered maps, which
Yeah.
I don't get either of those sides, honestly.
Which you just can't win.
You can't it
That's
can't
how you
please these
answer that.
people,
You
bro.
can't
You
win,
can't.
but you know, there are always going to be the people that want nostalgic maps. That's what they did in MW 2. Oh no, sorry, MW3, and that was a failure because it didn't work for the game. Um, the best way to do this is new maps and then just the greatest hits of those games. That's the best way to do it,
Right.
and I think Treyarch they're doing that. And I don't understand why people are upset about Raid, Standoff, and Express. Like those are great maps. Again, yeah, I get it. I'm sure you can find a clip of us saying like we don't want remastered maps because we've had those maps over and over. But again, those maps work. They are really good maps for a reason. But it's not like hopefully I say it. Hopefully we don't get those maps in rotation every single game. Like we want new stuff. I'd rather have new stuff than old stuff.
Yeah, it's just because the new maps are an unknown.
Yeah.
No one really knows how good they're gonna be. They could be like this year's maps where probably 70% of them were misses,
Mhm.
and then the other 30 were, serviceable. Um, but I really think it's part of this hate campaign that's going on for Call of Duty right now, you
Mhm.
know? Um, and I notice it way more this year than in other years prior. People have always kind of hated on Call of Duty just because of the size of it and, the idea of them just rehashing ideas. But it seems like this year there's way more forced hate on Call of Duty than there's ever been. When, in my opinion, from what we've seen and heard so far, like this is the year to get excited about. Like things are looking really good. Like Black Ops 6 looked good, but they're improving everything from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7. Um, and I don't really get I think there's a lot of people out there that they're just hating because they just love to hate. They love to jump on the bandwagon and they
Mhm.
don't really know why they're hating the game. It's the same people who are like, "Oh yeah, those are the maps they're going to add in." I'm like,
Mhm.
"Well, yeah, what else you want them to add in for like if you're going to add only 3 maps from Black Ops 2, I mean, those are the ones you add in. Like
Mhm.
those are the standby classic maps that always work."
Yeah, and I think with Battlefield 6 out, again, people are just choosing one side, and yeah, like I think the reveal trailer for Black Ops 7 is pretty much nearing the highest Call of Duty video that's disliked, right behind Infinite Warfare. Which,
Why?
yeah, like you and I didn't play Infinite Warfare at all, just because we enjoyed Black Ops 3 so much. But yeah, I feel like this year it is like a forced hate onto COD, which look, I can understand to an extent. But like you said, I think there are more people hopping on that bandwagon just to hate on COD because it's COD. I'm like this game is colorful. It sort of reminds me of Black Ops 4, like a mix of that. It's got like some wall running, which again, I'm fine with. I could have gone without, but whatever. It doesn't look too insane. But this COD like reminds me of Black Ops 4 just looking at it. And I've been like itching for a year like Black Ops 4 again, which is when like I got really, really deep into competitive.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say it. I think this is a year. And Treyarch is taking the right steps towards it. And if you go and listen to the Tyler episode, he was saying that he thinks Call of Duty is really going to try this year with Battlefield 6. And, you know, let's hope that's the case.
Yeah, well, Call of Duty finally has, some actual competition here, like Splitgate and X Defiant. You know, I don't think those games really registered that much on their radar because of, the development and also the studio that was behind them. Um, and the community that was behind them. Like, X Defiant was starting from zero, you know.
Mm,
Battlefield has a huge community of people that have been playing those games for, God, probably over a decade now. Um, so with them coming out with a game that answers a lot of the, desires that people have had, I think that's where Call of Duty has kind of been like, not like, oh, they're going to completely dethrone them, but there's going to be a lot of people who are playing Battlefield 6 over Call of Duty.
mm.
Now, the people who hate on that trailer and everything, I think those people are just a bunch of wannabe haters. Like, they want to be like, oh, dude, I'm done with Call of Duty. Yes, the hell out.
Not
Like,
going
you're
to
going to
play the
buy
game.
that game. You're going to buy the game, bro. Like, you're not you're not that guy, you
Mhm.
know.
I'm telling you, when the
Um,
game comes out, everyone's like having like a blast during the first week, as everyone
yeah,
does. They're like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
wait a minute, let me hop on this game."
yeah,
But
exactly. They'd be like, dude, what
I
game
will
was it?
say, I don't like how that one of the, I don't know if he works for Activision or whatever, but like basically Call of Duty came out and said like we're not worried about Battlefield about this game. I don't like that from like a PR perspective.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, it's like you guys are a Titan, but let your player base say that. Like you shouldn't say that as uh like the owner of the product, you know? Like
Yeah, I agree.
let the product speak for itself and then let your customers and player base speak for itself.
Right.
We can
Eh,
say that, and we've said it. Like, look, I don't. COD is not dying, and I will say I think COD's numbers will significantly do better than Battlefield 6.
Oh, dude, I mean, I went and tweeted out saying like it's gonna probably be one of the most sold CODs ever. It's gonna be one of the most liked, and people are like, "Oh, it's bait." Like, "Oh, shut the fuck up." I'm like, dude, every year COD
Yeah.
is always at the top. Like,
Hmm.
no matter what. Like, Vanguard was in our eyes not a very good COD, but when you look at the numbers, like that game sold really well. Like people
Hmm.
were playing it at first, and people bought it. Um, Black Ops 7 is going to be no different. But that being said, from our side as casuals and enjoying like the Black Ops 3 stuff, and I kind of got like IW vibes from it, which by the way, like if I could, I probably would go back and play that year.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if you would,
Yeah.
but like, when I see all the hype, especially in the competitive side about how many people talk great about that game, um, now I definitely if I could go back, I would probably have played that year. But Black Ops 3 was so good, and it was
This
kind
is
of a,
yeah.
again, it was like it would say very similar, but it was in the same vein as Black Ops 3,
Hmm.
with the advanced movement and whatnot. Um, so I got that impression from the trailer too, and we were talking also about the colors of the game too, which sounds like it's an arbitrary thing, but like that was a huge appeal with Black Ops 3,
Hmm.
and Black Ops 4 was the way the game looked. Like it was just a visually inviting and colorful game, where if you go through probably the past handful of years of Call of Duty, it's just drab. It's like just
Mhm.
this gray, light, dark brown color palette. Like all the maps kind of end up blending to be the same way. It looked like from the little bit that we got, this game has a bit more personality attached to it, which is definitely needed.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that, you know, I think COD is at the worst state that it has been in a while. And again, the added hate I can understand to an extent. But with this game, I think Treyarch is going to be putting out the game that they really, really wanted. I have like a very, very good feeling about this one. And, especially with all the roster mania stuff added on top of that, like we already have like a reason to, you know, play this game and like grind it out even more just because
Right.
of like watching the CDL and stuff. But like, yeah, just seeing gameplay of it, it looked great.
Yeah.
Like we won't know really until we get our hands on it and be able to play the beta. But I'm just very excited for it. The wall running doesn't look too insane from my perspective. Like you're not like wall running and then boosting off of it. Um, it seems more like if you're wall running and you get caught, like you're automatically dead if you get caught.
Did you
Um,
see that huge boost though that
yeah,
they
I did.
had?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm,
that's crazy. Like,
mhm,
when I saw that, I was like, "What?" Like, that's like Black Ops 3 level,
yeah.
of a boost, and I don't know if it's a grapple, or if it's some sort of
Mhm.
kind of,
Oh,
you know
and I we didn't even mention specialists are back.
which is
Um,
huge.
again, this is kind. If this is a Black Ops 4 point like
4
two,
point yeah, 4.2.
what I like, I'm happy. This I'm excited for this game.
Well, I loved specialists
Mhm,
in Black Ops 4, and Black Ops 3 too. I thought that was such a fun element because like people talk about other esports, like shifting off of just the casual side because it was obviously so fun. But when people talk about esports, there's like certain players and certain things that you have to kind of quote unquote master or get really good at in a game and learn how to counter. And I think having specialists in there would be exactly that. It would be so
mhm,
fun to see how certain teams and players work with a certain specialist and how they have to learn to counter and react to the other team using that specialist. There's been a lot of talk like on the CDL side about people saying that specialists are like complete cheese, and like they're saying, oh, like kinetic armor is BS, and what was it, active camo and all
mhm,
that stuff. um Maybe I'm alone on this, dude. I totally disagree. Like, I don't think any of that stuff is cheese or like total BS. That's in the game. Like, that's the
mhm.
way it is. You have to adapt. You have to learn how to be able to react to something like that happening.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it just makes the game way more exciting than if you
Mhm.
don't have them in there.
Yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of pro players, like, and people that have played for a while in general, like, we're just
Yeah.
used to one thing, right? And
Right.
like, we don't like change, clearly. I mean, they've changed a couple of things and we haven't liked it
Yeah.
since they changed it, but we went through it and, still kept trucking through the game. But yeah, I mean, I can see from their standpoint, like, depending, like, certain scenarios, like specialists, I do think they shouldn't be free, let's say. You shouldn't be able to just play the match and automatically get it. They should be earned, where
Mhm.
this leads into like skill. If you're really bad at the game, I don't think you should earn a specialist, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Or at least like I don't know, they have to find a balance between that and like casuals, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if you don't earn like the real specialist weapon, you earn something else and it's not as good. Something like that.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, like from a uh like competitive perspective, like active camo, I will say playing competitive in BO4, that sucked. Like when you're in complete chaos, like on a control hill, and like shit's just blowing up everywhere. People are popping their specialists, and then you get your active camo at the right time. You pop it, and then you just don't know where this person is because it's chaos everywhere. Um,
Yeah.
but again, it's in the game for
Yeah.
for a reason. That's the part where like I enjoyed watching COD. from that perspective because you had to counter that somehow. And sometimes there would be luck, yeah, obviously, but it just made it so much more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I guess on something like active camo, I can concede on that
Mhm.
and be like, yeah, that's a little bit
Yeah, it's
fugazi.
just, yeah, it's just like some stuff like that, or like kinetic armor, or like the stimming in Black Ops 4, right? Like you could just like
That
go
was
back and forth,
crazy.
stim. Um,
Yeah,
it's little mechanics like that that they probably don't think that pros can abuse, and then you realize what the player base can actually do to abuse this stuff.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, like War Machine, people thought that was cheese. Granted, like you shoot into the hill, like you're kind of automatically dead unless you had
right.
flak. But again, it's just part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where it goes to. Like, yeah, some of that stuff, sure, it is cheese and all that,
Mhm,
but those are moments where it's like it's insane,
mhm.
Like these guys, they realize someone has War Machine and then they're on the hill and it's like, 230, 240 hard point. They're like, oh fuck. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like the crowd just be, out of their mind when something like that happens. I mean, dude, you think about it, same thing with Dashy with the Tempest,
Mhm.
like I remember seeing him on what's the one the map that has it was where Simp got all his sniper shots, like, and they
Arsenal.
were like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like I remember seeing Dashy on there, and he's just beaming people
Mhm.
with his gun, and it's like, yeah, that specialist is kind of crazy, like, but it's crazy because it's in his hands,
Yeah.
like
Like,
he's
we were
that good,
frying with it. Imagine
right?
how steady his fingers are.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
oh, yeah.
like he's ridiculous with Tempest. Um, so I do get it. Like, yeah, it is a little tough when you have some of those things, but I don't know. As a viewer, I view it differently. If you're a
Mhm,
fan, if you're a player, yeah, you're obviously you're losing these games because of some stuff like this, and yeah, I can understand the frustration. But for me, it's like, oh man, well he got that War Machine at the right time,
mhm.
or he saved it because he knew it
For
was
the
going to
right
be
time,
good at
yeah.
this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's some strategy, and like if you're on the other team you have to know that this guy has War Machine,
Mhm.
or like could have it. So you've got to prepare for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's just a really dumbed down way that I view that,
Mhm.
but I think that's fun. It adds a random element of stuff instead of just seeing these games where it's like, oh yeah, it's 220 to like 80,
Mhm.
on a hard
Well,
point. I'm like, all right.
and I think too, the way to counter that is to make those specialists earned. Like, you can't just get them for
Yes.
free. So, it's sorta like kill streaks or whatever, or I don't know, maybe you limit it to the amount of times you can earn it, like,
Well, wasn't it like
once
that
per
in
game.
Black Ops 3 and 4 where you just I can't remember, but wasn't it where you just played and you did
Yeah, yeah,
earn
yeah.
them, like, over
Yeah.
time? Yeah,
The the better you played, like, the more kills and stuff you
quicker
got, the
you got 'em.
faster you would get it. But maybe
Right.
that should be capped out, like,
Yeah,
if you can only get it once per game, uh, during, like, the lifetime of it or
yeah.
something like that, right? Because then you really gotta pick and choose, like, when to use it. But
Like, I think that's a good happy medium,
yeah.
Like, if you're I mean, against my own point, yeah, if you're earning War Machine 2 or 3 times a match, that's insane. It's
Yeah.
like,
I
yeah,
well,
get
and
out
we
of
were
here.
doing that in pubs. That's the
Yeah.
like, there are multiple times in pubs when we're playing and you get the Tempest, it's like streak, streak, streak,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you lose it, you just get it immediately again and you just keep popping it. And,
Oh, yeah.
I say,
The Wraps.
just get better. Yeah, just get better at the game.
They
Um,
destroy all the Wraps. 3
yeah.
Wraps are down.
Yeah, yeah. And, but it just makes it so fun. Like, even in competitive, like, I mean, you and I, we play and yeah, there's stuff that doesn't go our way, but when it does, like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And again, from the viewer perspective, it's insane. Like, we already get hyped about, like, think about it. Base level COD is just making sure you get the right kills at the right time and controlling spawns, and it's just all gunplay. That's it. Now imagine
Right.
throwing another element into it where everyone can do the spawning and like spawn trapping and all that, but now you have to think about the specialists on top of that
Yeah.
per hill. Like, it adds another element and it makes it way more interesting.
Yeah, and it makes it more interesting across the board. Like it would be more fun if you especially for us when we're going to be playing ranked. Like that would I mean there's for sure going to be some moments of like dude this is fuck
Oh
you
yeah.
know so ridiculous,
Mhm.
but that's kind of how it goes. There's going to be those games that we end up winning because of a specialist, you
Mhm.
know. and the right play that's done with it. Again, you said it exactly. It's just another element and something that you have to think about to consider the game, making it harder. You know,
Mhm,
um, so I think that having the specialist in there, I think it's gonna be great. I I always liked it in the older Call of Duties. I do understand the argument of keeping it very bare bones and not having that, but we've had that for so many years. You know, I'm kind of over just having it be straight gunfights like that. You know, I want to have something else in there to spice it up for me to be watching it, and
mhm.
having specialists is exactly that.
Yeah, like, we don't need too much added into it, but,
No, no.
some spice with the specialist, you know? It doesn't need to be, like, a laser beam or, like, something like that where
Yeah. No, they don't need to make them like, completely broken OP things.
Mhm,
I think, but if they can give you a slight advantage,
mhm,
um, and again, if you have to, you'll earn them once a map and you have to be strategic about how you
mhm.
use them. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
because I think COD Treyarch, I think if they execute it right, they keep the core of the game, like what COD is. We know it's a shooter, um, but adding the specialist in is just like a slight advantage, I guess advantage, like on top of the game where it makes the game a little bit more different. Whereas I don't think they need to go into the realm of like Valorant or like, you know, Rainbow Six, like those games that are built around operators, like different operators every single, season. Um,
yeah.
leave it to those games to do that. This keep this. I really hope in terms of specialists, like you have your base. I think it was like eight. Your eight specialists, and that's it. Don't add any more. Just keep the game how it is, and just continue to pump out like really good maps. And that's what it is. If they start adding like extra operators or something, I'm gonna be like, yo, what are
Bro.
we, Siege now?
Yeah, bro. I was gonna say, can you imagine? They're like, "Yo, $20, you get this guy."
Oh no, dude! If they do that, I'm gonna
It's
be
over.
pissed
It's over.
because that's like pay to win. Like if you get an
No,
operator, that's so much better. Nah, like they can't do
if
that.
they yeah, if they start, but Activision, they
Mhm,
may see it and people like they might smell blood in the water and see like this is an opportunity. We can do this
mhm,
pay to wins. Like, hey, $10, $20. Like, you know what? We're gonna bring War Machine back. We're gonna bring Seraph back, you
mhm.
know. And they're gonna be completely broken messes and gonna ruin the game. If they do something like that, I mean, they'll ruin the game. They'll ruin
Yeah.
Black Ops 7 if they end up doing something like
Well,
that.
and they should know that from Advanced Warfare because they did do that in Advanced Warfare with like custom weapons. And like if you just didn't have the ASM-1 with the drum mag on,
Yeah, the Tommy.
you were just at a disadvantage going up against that.
Right, right.
So
Yeah, it was a bad move by them.
I hope
Um,
Treyarch pushes back. Like I haven't lost complete faith of Treyarch, especially after seeing this reveal trailer. And I really hope when the beta comes out and we get our hands on it and play it, I'm like, wow, like this is gonna be a great game this year.
that's the hope, right? I mean,
Mhm,
I hope that I play this game and I mean, I'm gonna assume that it plays really similar to Black Ops 6,
mhm.
um, which,
Or
you know
slower because of
right. I mean,
no tax sprint.
yeah, no tax print. I mean, that being said, overall, like I've enjoyed Black Ops 6. I like the way it plays and everything. It's got a good base. Like, don't get me wrong, it's got its problems.
Mhm,
But the baseline, like gameplay mechanics, the way it plays, I don't have really any complaints about it. Minus like the tax print, which they're gonna fix.
mhm.
Um,
And the
so
maps.
right,
But
the
yeah, the
maps,
base of the game,
but
good.
the maps we have to hope we don't, the jury's still out on those. I can
Mhm.
only imagine this game's going to be way better with no tax print in there. Um, but we kind of have to wait and see as to what they're gonna do with it. We didn't get a ton of gameplay footage. I don't really think we got a lot of multiplayer footage at all. I think there was maybe one or two
There's a
clips that
couple
they showed.
clips, yeah.
Yeah, that they showed in there. But yeah, we need to see either more from the what is it, the COD Next? Well, not a COD Next. Is it COD Next?
Yeah,
When
COD
they end up
Next.
having the people come and play it, yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm
But
sure there's
I
gonna
don't
be
even
people.
think they've announced that yet.
Yeah, I don't know when
I
it
haven't heard
is.
anything. Yeah,
Um,
because Tyler would have
but
gotten an invite at this point.
right,
Well,
right.
yo, we're here. Guys,
I know,
Activision.
right?
We
Uh,
play your game every year.
yeah, we
We're
always give you your $70 here. Come on.
here.
Um, but once we get more gameplay footage and people talking about the actual multiplayer, then it's going to be a bit more concrete as to what we're walking into for next year. But um, I think it's really just again in response to the past couple of years, people have been upset about it. And to your point earlier about how Treyarch now hopefully is going to be making the game that they'd like to. But I think all of these factors, and with Battlefield as well, um, it seems to be that this has been the real influence as to why they're making some of these changes and like taking a step backwards, which you know, ironically, is a step forward.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
um, and I hope it pans out for them. I hope it seems to me from the surface level that this is kind of I would say a bigger turning point in Call of Duty than we've seen in recent years. Like minus MW 2019 was a huge, you know, change Call of Duty forever. Um, but I'm hoping that this is one of those games too that kind of has everybody being like, let's go this way. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
And, like, if you think about it, the last COD we played with no tax sprint is Cold War. It's been years. And Cold War was a one random game in the middle of the year that didn't fit with this whole like Warzone like ecosystem. And they had
Right.
problems trying to incorporate that into Warzone. Now, like you said, with no tax sprint and like tax sprint is an option, and Warzone's like going away. Well, not going away, but it's going to be separate from COD. Um,
Right.
I hope this is the track that Treyarch, they're going to set the precedent and the pace of what Call of Duty should be. And I think this is a good middle ground for like the other developers to be like, all right, we should follow this.
Right. Right. That yeah, I agree. I think this year is going to be a really big year for Call of Duty, not just because of, I mean, I think every year we say that
Yeah.
this is a big year for them. It's a big
Mhm.
year. Um,
This is a
but
really big year.
this is a mega big year for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got real competition. They've got a really pissed off fan base. Um, and I hope with these changes that people respond positively, and hopefully the developers after Treyarch are like, okay, let's copy some of the ideas that they had because Black Ops 7 was successful.
Mhm.
Instead of trying to take a chance like they did in MW 2019, and go down a completely different route with Call of Duty that we were not fans of. But
No one asked for it. Yeah.
um, yeah, but no, you're right. I mean, Cold War is still a COD that I really think is one of the. I mean, I think it's one of the best CODs. It is the best COD that we've had in this whole new era. But it was just a really weird COD that was kind of scrapped together by them, and it was great.
Mhm.
You know, um, and a lot of people overlook some of the things that were like really good in that game. Um, and I hope that they just kind of take those ideas, replicate them, and then build off of it, which
Yeah.
seems like they're doing.
Yeah, because I mean, just the mechanic alone, this game's gonna be different. It is like a
Yeah.
big step, like changing that mechanic. Um, so I do believe it's for the best, and I'm just excited. I really, really hope when this beta comes out, I'm just like in love with this game, and I'm so excited to play it because uh, I like Black Ops 6. Don't get me wrong, but it's just we talked about it last episode with Tyler. It's so hard to really really enjoy a game when there are all these other problems. Like every day you just open up Twitter and it's like hacked, cheating, like this is broken, why isn't this updated, we're putting out this brand new blueprint, it's $30, like and everyone's just hating on the game.
Right.
um and even through all the other years of just like us grinding out the game and trying to get through stuff, this year has just been hard because of the amount of hate of Call of Duty. So, I mean, I think Black Ops 7 will be good, especially with all the roster changes and the CDL coming in. But I really hope the base of the game itself, like you and I enjoy it a ton. And I mean, they're
Yeah.
taking the steps forward to do it. So,
Yeah. I mean, I would like last thing I would say on this is like honestly, Black Ops 6 really sucked the life out of a lot of people in like the COD fan base, if I had to
mhm.
assume. because of all these problems. It was a year people were really excited about. It didn't quite deliver, and then it really went downhill with all the hacking and cheating and Warzone being in shambles. It seemed like every aspect of Call of Duty was falling apart. Um, and yeah, I mean, dude, we're on the same boat. I mean, this was for sure our slowest year, and it's not even
Mhm.
a bad game.
No, yeah.
Multiplayer, casual wise, it's not bad, but it's like again, everybody had stuff to say about this game that was, negative, and
Mhm.
rightfully so. I mean, there was a lot of problems with it, but the base game was not that bad. But I'm right with you. Every time we'd go on Twitter and you just see all the pros, all the people who are like content creators, the people who play like once a week, everybody was hating on the game, and that definitely like takes some wind out of your sails. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
hoping with this game, I'm hoping from the onset people play the beta and they're like,
Mhm.
dude, we're back. Like this game is it. Like, bro,
Mhm.
this game plays so nicely. The guns are nice, like maps, that's everything. I saw Parasite say it, which is really true with the game. He's like, dude, it really just comes down to again, it's gameplay, maps.
Mhm.
That's it. He's like, I don't care about anything else. The game needs to just play nice and we need good maps. If it's got
Mhm.
those two things, you're already in like you're in like the 7.5 realm. Like you're
Yeah.
already like doing good.
Mhm.
Um, if
And,
they can't do those things, forget it.
just pump out maps. Like, who can?
I
We're not gonna like all of them, right? It's like
I know. I
if there are
know.
16 maps coming out, cool. That's a lot of maps. Like Cold War had what, 7 or 8? Like that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, 16 is a decent amount. If they're lucky, we enjoy half of those. Like we really enjoy half of them, and that's
Right.
not a bad ratio, to be honest. Like, and then the other half, it's like, all right, we don't mind them, but really, you want to limit to like the maps that people hate, like 1 to 3 maps that you just always skip. But honestly, if they just keep throwing maps at us, like just keep pumping out maps, like we get, I don't know, 30 plus maps, dude, I don't care. Like eventually one's gonna hit, like it's
You know
not gonna
what
be
you sound
bad.
like, Justin?
Yeah, gambler. Eventually one
Dude,
map will
one of
hit.
them has to hit, bro.
Um, but like we've talked about it in like the past couple of years, the maps that they add from MW2, MW3, like they weren't bad. They're just all right.
No.
Like none of them were like spectacular. But in MW3 when they added Rio and they added, what was that other
Vista.
map? Vista and the Starship map or whatever. Can't remember what it
Y
was named.
Yeah, I
But
forget now too.
those were good maps for competitive. Like it made it
Yeah.
so much more enjoyable to watch and even like
Yeah.
play. Like they're good maps. They weren't anything crazy, but they're fun to play. Um, and they're just added maps. So like just throw maps at us.
Yeah, they always add these maps at the end that are really good, and it's right to your point. Like they're not unbelievably great maps, but they're not bad, you
Mhm.
know. But that's kind of like I don't know what that says about our expectations, But I think
Yeah,
like
we have good
you know
expectation. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you even think back on like MW2. I mean, dude,
Mhm.
MW2 had some bad maps. Like
The original one?
Derail. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Derail
Oh, no, no, yeah,
sucks.
yeah, yeah.
You
But
know what
we
I
have
mean?
stories from
Like,
them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
exactly.
still talking about it now.
Right. And
So,
some of those maps are like, like Favela. Like Favela's all right. Maybe people come with pitchforks, but it's like
yeah.
that game had maps that were like okay,
Mhm.
but it had good maps too. But that again, when you think about it, to what you said, how many bad maps does that game really have? Like 1 to 2
Mhm.
that are like, I would say, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm skipping that every time.
Mhm.
Like I'm skipping Derail every time. I
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
playing that map. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Um, and that's kind of like what you're shooting for. You just have maybe like 1 or 2 maps that like completely suck, but
Mhm.
like you can maybe have a handful of standout maps that are really good, and then all the other ones are like right in the middle there. But those middle maps, dude, they like they'll grow on you as time goes on.
Yeah.
The more you play those, you'll end up liking them a lot more. Like I used to really hate, like I thought Red Card was a awful map,
Yeah.
you know? And
Mhm.
over time, that map has, grown on me a bit. I
Mhm.
don't love it,
Yeah.
but it's like that's like went from a bottom tier to like, creeping up into the mid tier realm for a map just because you
Yeah.
play it so much. Because there's other maps in that game that suck, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Those are the maps that you figure out, like, how you wanna play those maps, and then, like, it just works for you. And, yeah, you have your good games, you have your, like, bad games, whatever, but you figured it out. But then
Yeah.
there are, like, the really bad maps, it doesn't matter, like, the flow just sucks. Um, and, yeah, I think if this adds the other aspect of, I feel like gamers now, like, we get bored really quick, right? Which is why, like, a lot of these games, they keep adding new operators to change things. But with COD, like, they had adopted like seasons, which in reality is all about, like, yeah, it's like a money grab, but also, all right, you're getting bored. Like, here's, 3 months into it, another update, right? Something new. Another way to do that is just keep throwing maps at us. It doesn't need to be like this huge update with a bunch of different skins, new season pass. Like, I just want maps. Just
Right.
give us a
Right.
bunch of new stuff. Same specialist. I don't care. If you have a good core, then the next thing is the maps. Like Parasite and you said, like, that's what makes a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think from what we've seen what we've heard with the amount of maps that they're adding in, and we got some remasters that we could always rely on. Which I think those remasters too will be great because they're going to be viable for competitive too.
Mhm,
Like competitive already has three maps that yes we've seen them before, but they always work. You
mhm,
know, um, and same thing for the casuals. Like those maps are always good no matter what. Um, so and it seems like they're adding a lot of other ones as well that are going to be the new ones. They're not just adding like the Cold War where they're only going to add, eight of them.
mhm.
Um, so I'm hopeful that from the variety that they give us, that there's going to be like a good ratio of those. Like maybe we'll get one or two that are really good, the rest be mid. Maybe get one or two that are like trash, and we're going to skip them all the time. If we get that, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, right. And just keep pumping them out. Like you'll have better odds at that
Yeah.
point. So
Mm.
we'll see what happens. I'm
But
hopeful
it's
for
looking good
Black
though,
Ops 3.
Justin.
It is
It's
looking
looking
good.
good.
I'm excited
Looking
for it.
good.
Like, man, I just want that moment again. Like, yeah, of course, everyone gets hyped for the new
That
COD.
high.
I want that high. Like, I want to like think about it when I'm going to bed. I'm like, like if I made this play instead, it would have worked
Yeah.
out.
I wanna be like, yeah, I look at the time and I'm like, "Nah, fuck that."
Yeah,
Move
yeah,
on,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I
No,
wanna
literally,
keep
yeah.
playing.
Like I
I
got
wanna be like,
responsibilities, but I got to get this
uh,
done.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like that's what I want from this game.
Yeah, because I mean, we do that every year, and like begin like the first like couple days, we're like grinding it out. We're like, oh yeah, this game's so fun.
Right.
But then you hit like a certain point and you sort of burn out like a little bit. You're like, all right, I went hard. Let me take a break. And then you're like, oh, this game's actually it could be a lot better. But
Right.
I want that to happen like just throughout the life cycle of the
Yeah.
game.
With this game, it happened like we were hyped and then it just like with
Yeah,
this game, I'm
yeah,
hoping it's like we're gonna of course like the hype will die
yeah,
down as the game goes on, but I hope it's way more just like a very gradual decline,
yeah,
Like we'll be feeling burnt like, by the time like May or June rolls around, we're like,
yeah,
all right, bro, we've been like, and we only got a couple months until the next cut. I don't want to be feeling that like a month like or two into the game,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
And the fact we've gone through the CODs that were like, oh my god, this is a drag to like grind out like
Mhm.
recently. So
Yeah.
if we can get to like May, June, or July, and like I remember in Cold War, we were still having fun with the game. Like when, yeah, we had the podcast, but we were at the end of this game and we were still hopping
Yeah.
on, just like having fun, pub stopping.
Yeah. Dude, that game was one of the best ever.
Yeah, and
Fight me. It was so good.
if we can get to that, like and we're not like this is kind of boring, but if I can just hop on, just enjoy the game like that
Yeah.
day and not like have stupid problem like Vanguard, like the fact that we got through Vanguard and like MW2 and MW3 just
Yeah.
like grinding it out, and that those games died so fast. Um,
Right. Right.
as long as it doesn't die that quick, I'm fine. with it.
We're gonna hope and pray, Justin. This
Yeah,
could be our year. This could be
uh,
our year.
it's looking the color scheme's
It,
looking like it. The stuff that they're taking out of the
the
game.
colors are
Yeah,
the colors are telling us,
yeah.
Justin.
And it's Treyarch. Like, God, please, Treyarch. Like,
I know, Treyarch,
you
please,
guys are the
yeah.
last hope. Where I think a lot of people did lose faith, like after this game. But again, I am on the side of this was not the game they want to put out. But if somehow they flop this one, then I'm not gonna lie, I'm very, very worried. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
you'll eat your words, but
yeah, who,
I hope that when this game comes out, I'm like, "Justin,
yeah,
you spoke the
this,
prophecy."
this is the COD. We'll just have to see, but it's gonna come quick.
Have to wait and see.
It'll be here very, very soon.
Yeah, it will be, and hopefully when we get more news, we'll be able to even talk more about it and, get a little bit more in depth and hopefully get more hyped and not concerned.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like that going into the new
Yeah,
COD.
yeah, yeah.
I did want to mention something before, but I completely lost what it was.
Was
It
it
was
on Black Ops 7?
yeah, it was along Black Ops 7 and just COD in general.
Was it
But
multiplayer, campaign?
I can't like
Damn.
remember at this point. Like there's something along the lines of like a co-op. Now I remember now. Um you mentioned that this year, like COD was this is the slowest COD you and I have ever played. Like in general, in terms of like getting the master and just playing together on it. Like
Oh,
it
okay.
just
Yeah,
like that, yeah. Uh
yeah. I thought
and
you were movement-wise, I was like,
no. Slowest COD that you and I have like played together.
"Yes,
Like,
yes,
you
for
know,
sure."
yeah, like we're all I feel like we've always been busy and we have stuff going on, but like we always hopped on and played. But with this COD, like
Yeah,
it's so hard with
yeah.
small maps, same fucking maps over and over, and it's you gotta be locked in with
Right, right.
how fast the game is. But
Yeah.
I've realized that because of that, like I feel like gaming in general is in this weird slump of like good games are out, but not a lot of great games are out. And like I feel like because I didn't play a lot of COD, it has like seeped through the other parts of like me gaming where I'm like, man, if Call of Duty can't even get it right, what's the point of like these other games? You know, because they're not great. And I've been looking for that great game. But when even if I don't like I'm not gonna say don't like the COD, even like MW3, like that COD was a drag towards the end, but I liked it enough to where I'm like, oh, you know what? I can like go play this other game or something like that. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, it makes sense. I hear what you're saying.
it's like the mood that I'm in just because of like my main video game just sucks like the life out of me at times
Right,
basically.
right. And you have nothing to turn to that's like gonna like rejuvenate you.
Yeah, because I think I know that because all the secondary game that I always like to play, it's gonna end. And then I have
Right.
to go back to like the main game I always play. I'm like, oh my God, like this is a drag.
Dude, I'll tell you, I'm playing well, when I beat Black Ops 1, I was
Mhm.
sad because I
Yeah.
was like, "Fuck, this is such a good campaign." Like, I don't really
Mhm.
remember it. I'm like, "This is really fun." But then when I beat it last night, I was like, "Damn, like that's it." And I went and played we won't rant here, but I went and played the Mafia Old Country.
Yeah.
I went and bought that game. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I beat it, and it was an okay game.
Mhm.
Like, I enjoyed playing it, but I wasn't like, "Oh, I have to sit down and play this game." Like, dude, I need to know what happens next.
Mhm.
And I
See,
don't know if
yeah, yeah.
that's because I'm old
Mhm.
and I'm feeling that way, or I'm like, dude, these games like are just not as good as they once were, you know? And when I watch and listen to reviews of the games, that's where I start to confirm that it's like it's not just me.
Mhm.
People start to feel like a lot of other people feel this. I saw was that guy we never talked about him. Was it Optic Daltouche or something like that?
Oh,
He's one
yeah.
of the
Douche.
guys.
Yeah, yeah. Optic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's with them.
He's
And I
getting
saw
burnt out
him.
from streaming. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah.
saw that tweet,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Dude," he's like, there's no good games. I'm not, like, inspired to be playing anything."
Mhm.
And to his point, I'm like, "Well, man, there's really not a lot of great games out there," you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
that are in the mainstream.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard to find those really, really good games, and the really good games, bro, we played them all. They all
Yeah.
came out 10, 15 years ago.
Mhm. And Touche, I mean, the Optic guys, like, they did the race, to
Mhm.
Master Prestige and Black Ops 6. I
Yeah,
knew that was just gonna burn them out, like, immediately. Obviously, it is a grind, but, uh, that's, like, a different type of grind. Like, you have a good COD if you can grind that, and then you hit Master, and then you go onto your own personal account, and you're like, "I'm ready to
right,
keep playing." Like, I could play
right.
the rest of the year. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I just feel like right now I have a lot of games in my catalog that I do wanna play, but it's just like I don't wanna play them because COD fucking sucks, which doesn't
right,
make
right, right, right.
any sense. Um, but it's not even like I said, Black Ops 6 is like the core is good. It's just there's so much negativity around this game, and I'm just like, "Oh, man." It's
Yeah.
just been hard to go and, like, grab another game and play. Like, I have a lot of games I wanna play. I've seen games, I'm like, "I wanna play that. I wanna play that."
You got
But
all your Assassin's Creeds.
yeah, yeah. And it's like, I have to eventually. Like, I don't know anything about any of these stories, which I
Right,
feel like
this is the thing.
I'm pretty good about that. Like, if I tell myself I'm gonna play this game, I won't watch anything about it.
Yeah.
Um, like The Last of Us. I don't remember the first time I played The Last of Us, but I think it was on the PS4. Um,
Oh, really?
I think it was. Yeah, I want to say it was. That's the first time I played it. Like, because the original one came out on PS3, and
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about the game. Like, it wasn't recent or anything, but like, I'm gonna check. When did Last of Us come out?
Ooh, I'm gonna take a guess and say 2014.
Oh, you're close.
Or is it earlier?
Yeah.
2012?
No, 2013.
That's crazy. On PS3, that
Yeah.
game is 12 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Gnarly.
when did Last of Us 2 come out? That was
2018? 20, I think it's 2019.
2020. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, 2020. And I remember getting that game, like pre-ordering that game. So I probably
Yeah.
played Last of Us, I want to say like 20. Did I play it
$18.
I'm going to say somewhere between 2016 to 2019, which is still
Yeah.
like a long time. I want to
It's a
say at
long
least
time.
5 years. Like, yeah, I'm going to say 2018.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Like, of not knowing anything about one of the greatest games, like story games has
That's
been put out.
impressive. But I will say too, it's easier nowadays to not let these games to not get them spoiled. I feel like
Mhm.
back in the day, you had to avoid it like landmines,
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
seeing trailers and
Mhm.
or people reacting and stuff.
Mhm.
But I think too, though, man, it's really because the whole gameplay commentary thing, which we used to watch all the time on
Yeah.
YouTube, they'd all be watching these videos or
Mhm.
playing these games rather. But now, like, you don't really see that very much. You have to search out like an IGN review or
Mhm.
like, an ending to a game to really get it spoiled for you,
Yeah,
you know?
because like the great games are just they're gonna be on your homepage no matter what because they're just
Right,
so good. But
right,
yeah, because
right.
like I still watch T Martin. Like he still does T Martin too. Like he let's plays
Dude,
of
didn't he just hit 15 years too
something
on
like
YouTube? Do you see
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Crazy.
And he's transition. I mean, his T Martin channel, it's not dead, but like he doesn't post on it. Like he
Yeah,
does the let's plays, and he's more of like a vlogger now. He's on cruises and like living his life, but he still
sick.
plays video games. And I remember seeing the new Assassin's Creed come out, and like he just grinded it. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Years go by, like still, like I haven't seen so much of his let's plays. And I remember Horizon came out, and like I didn't play it for a while, and then you told me you got it, and I'm like, I'm gonna try this game. Loved the game, and I was
One
like,
of the best.
I'm gonna go back and like look at let's plays. This dude played the game when it came out, like in what 20? When did that game even come out?
Horizon, the first one?
Yeah.
Ooh, 2015? Let's see
Uh,
if I'm might be wrong.
2017.
Damn.
But like I
They were
remember,
pretty quick then for the turnaround for, the other Horizon.
yeah, yeah. Because Forbidden West came out like I want to say 20. I want to say 23 or yeah,
22.
23. 22. Okay.
We don't know. We're always a
Man,
year
I've
wrong.
had my PS5 like since 22. That's crazy.
I'll tell you though, like those those years of gaming, like from 2020, like during like the COVID
Oh yeah,
years,
yeah. No,
bro,
I
it's a
don't
blur.
know.
It's a
I
blur.
yeah.
It's a
It's
total blur,
all a blur to me.
you know. But
I've lost my concept of time because of those years. Like I just don't
yeah,
know. But
$100%.
I remember that was like a struggle trying to find a PS5 and Horizon was my first like PS5 game. So that's why
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
but cuz I finished that the first one and I'm like, "Oh, the new one's like actually coming out." And I didn't even know that. And it
Yeah.
just so happened to be like that year and I pre-ordered that and
Well,
got it.
and that's also, like, low key too, that's one of the best feelings is when
Oh
you
yeah.
have, like, a game that you know is gas, and then the
Mhm.
sequel comes out, and you're like, "Oh, man, I've got
Yeah.
double game
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've got 2 games that I gotta play right now."
Yeah.
Like, and COD's
And
banging too, you're like,
yeah.
"Oh, man." This is like you're like, "Dude, I'm set for
Dude,
months on
that's when
games right
the
now."
world is right. Like,
Yeah. Well, like,
everything's
I
just
mean,
working.
dude, when I finished Mafia, I mean, bro, I beat the game, I deleted off my PlayStation.
Mhm,
I was like, I have no desire to play that game again. I'm like, it doesn't. It was like it was probably a 6.5 out of 10.
mhm,
In my eye, it's an okay game, not
yeah,
great. Way worse than Mafia 2. Um, but again, it's like I had that game, and then I'm like, what do I do now? Like,
yeah,
that's why I'm back on my. That's why I'm on my PS3
mhm,
because I'm like some of those games. Like I bought Dead Space 3. Haven't played that
mhm,
game in probably like another decade. Um, and I'm like, those games are so good. Like they're just they're not good games. They're great games.
mhm,
You know, and I don't really think that a lot of there's a lot of great games out there anymore. Those games were we lived during an amazing time in gaming when like bro, when the first Uncharted came out, are you fucking
mhm,
kidding me?
yeah,
Like those games were so good, you know? And like you had a good blend. We had our single player games that were
mhm,
killing. And then it's like when you want to break from the single player, you go and play multiplayer. And it's like, what do you got for multiplayer? Or you're playing Black Ops 3. It's like,
mhm,
okay, like yeah, we're doing great right now.
yeah,
But
yeah,
but like this year, I'm like, okay, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm like, yes, all right. I'm
yeah,
like, let me go play Black Ops 6.
take a break.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Well,
like, I want S tier games here.
yeah, and it's made me realize, like, I mean, I've always done this, like, always been playing COD and some other game, like,
Yeah.
uh, but not actually thinking about that. But that COD really impacts how, like, the other games are.
Yeah.
Like,
COD is worth way more than just COD.
dude, yeah, and then going into the other games, like, again, they have to be really good because knowing that you're gonna grind that single player game out and really, really enjoy it, but you know it's gonna end. Then you have to
Right.
go back to that COD and you just gotta hope that it's, you know, good,
Yeah.
good enough to
Yeah.
keep going on.
Absolutely.
Like Cold War, I don't even remember what my side game would have been. It was probably like some Assassin's Creed, like grinding it out. Because what that game came out in 2020.
During that must have been uh dude, was Odyssey out?
Uh, I don't think
Or
so.
was it before that?
Yeah, because I remember playing Odyssey in actually I played Odyssey in college, but I can't remember what year. But Cold War came out in 2020. I know that, but
So maybe it was during during the Valhalla year. I don't know.
I don't think so because I started
I don't
Valhalla like super late. But
Yeah, Valhalla's later. That's like 2022 or something like that, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
um, I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Last of Us 2 came out in 2020,
So that might have been your second game that you were playing.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah, that
and
and Bla
then
and Cold War.
yeah, Oh no, Valhalla came out in 2022.
There you go. Yeah.
It came out in
Yeah.
2020, and then Fall Guys 20. Wow, 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good year for gaming, bro.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
were a whole bunch of games
and
that were popping at the same time.
I was probably playing the original Spider-Man too at some point
Yeah.
because Spider-Man Morales came out in 2020.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, the time has flown by on these games, honestly.
Yeah.
Like when you go back and look when these games came out,
Mhm.
it doesn't feel that long. But it's like what I've said before. When you play these games, like when I load up Dead Space, I want to say that game is 2013. I want to say it's around then.
Mhm.
When I see that on the loading screen, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I know I bought that game when it came out. Like
Mhm.
I know I did. And I mean, I have everything in that game. I platinum that game. I love Dead Space 3.
Mhm.
Um, but I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
think about it, I'm like, wow, dude, I haven't played this game. Like, granted, I probably played that game for about a year,
Mhm.
when it came out. So I'm like,
Mhm.
we're talking 11 years since I
Mhm.
played that game, 12 years, which is just mental to me to think that that was the last time I played it.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like I'm like everything to me is like 7 years ago, but it's
yeah,
like
I know.
it's
Yeah.
like no,
None of it
dude,
is.
that shit was not 7 years ago. That was over a decade ago. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, dude, that's what I think too. I'm like, it's not that old. And then you
It's
look
like,
at
yeah,
it.
dude, we were hanging out maybe 5 years ago. It's like, bro, I haven't seen you in 20 years. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, dude, Fall Guys was 2020. I remember playing Cold War, then jumping to that game. It was just a nice break.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah,
like you and I were playing it like a lot.
yeah. It was dope. But at any
Uh,
rate, all this
so
talk,
all this talk, Call of Duty needs to be good
there's
for me.
there's a lot riding on Black
Yeah,
Ops
my
7 from what we're
gaming
saying.
sanity,
Yeah,
Treyarch.
we need it to be good. But
Um,
now I'm curious, like while we wrap up, I'm curious to hear people. If you stuck through this, we appreciate it. But I wonder if other people do the same thing. Because like I said I can't play other FPSs, which I don't know. Maybe that's abnormal, but for sure I cannot just play COD. I love having another game in tandem with it.
mhm,
Like something that's a complete what's the word, like a foil
yeah,
to it. You know what I mean? Like a Fall Guys. Like you can't go from playing Cold War and then you're playing Fall Guys. Like way different kind of vibe. But you need that to like keep your sanity up.
yeah, because again, if the COD's not great, you got something else to fall back on. But if the COD's good, like decent.
Yeah,
Actually decent, I'll
everything
say,
else
not
is
even
just
good.
extra.
Yeah. Now, man, we didn't even know we were living the days where we had like
Oh,
Black
yeah,
Ops
bro.
4, we got like all the other great games out, like
We didn't
Uncharted
know, but
4.
but now we know.
Well, yeah, yeah. Now we're going through the
Don't
dark
don't be
times.
sad they're gone. Be glad be glad that you experienced them or something like
Yeah,
that.
dude. Ghost of Tsushima was 2020. I've been saying I'm gonna play that game. It's been 5 years
Phew,
again.
bro. Get get it on the list. Get it on the list.
All these
That
games are
needs
on
to
the
be at the
list.
top of the list.
I gotta find the time, man. And
Find the
then
time. I know. It's the way it goes.
I just gotta be happy about getting getting
Call
through
of Duty.
COD, man.
Yeah,
Come on, Treyarch. Black Ops 7.
I know.
We're waiting.
So
Um,
we shall see with them though.
yeah. I will say I think adding the co-op helped. I think we're gonna
Yeah,
enjoy the co-op campaign a lot.
I think so
I
too.
don't know if that's something me and you should just play through first, like experience the campaign solo and then go into co-op together. Or if we just say fuck it and start off co-op and not know anything.
If the story is the same for both of them, jump in the co-op. I'm down with that. Why not?
Yeah. Because we've been
And then
itching
we'll
for a
go.
co-op.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Which
No,
we
I
do,
think
but fucking EA is broken, bro. Yo, I did call them. They didn't help me.
Oh, so okay. This will be the last thing we have to talk about really quick because this is funny. We've been trying to play what's the game? Splitgate, right?
Split
Is that
Fiction.
the name of it? Split Fiction. Yeah, I
Split
keep
Gate
getting
shut down.
Splitgate. Split. Yeah, rest in peace. Now we're trying to play Split Fiction for like what now? Months?
Months.
Like
Months.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I can get into the game no problem, but you just can't get your fucking code to like work to
Yeah.
play the game or whatever. So I can't invite you. It like and it was so bad because we were trying there was one of the nights after I think we did the pod or something, we're like, yo, Like,
We're
you want to
playing.
go and want to play? We're like, oh, dude, let's do it. And then we just got in. And it was just depression in the
Yeah.
PS chat, just being like, dude, I can't join. It's like,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you got to call. Look at the operating hours. Like, yeah, they're closed.
Yeah.
Like, it was so bad. I I don't understand why that's such a hurdle because it's the same people who made It Takes Two, and I didn't even think about that. Like when I had to invite you, it was just like, oh yeah, invite you into the game.
Mhm.
Okay, there we go.
Well,
This game you can't.
dude, well, this is the thing. Why do I need to have an EA account to play a fucking game? Like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
I should be
Makes
able
no
to play that game and not have an account. But clearly, I do have an account because I played the other games and I asked them, and I'm like, I've reset my password multiple times. Like, there has to be a glitch or something in it because I reset my password, type in my password, and it brings me to reset your password.
right.
And I'm like, what is happening? And the person on the phone, not helpful at all. Like, I understand they're trying to do their job and they're following like procedure, but I'm like, you didn't help me. And then like they just hung up afterwards. I'm like, I don't know what
They
I'm
were like,
supposed to
"Forget
do. Like, they put me on call, on hold,
it." Yeah.
never came back. Like, it's crazy. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. The option that they gave me was like, have you thought about like buying the game? I'm like, that the whole point, dude, the whole
That's the
point,
bro, that's the most EA response
bro.
ever. You thought about buying the game?
I was so annoyed. And I literally,
They're like, no, because that was the whole point of this game, you idiots.
yeah, I told the guy, I'm like, this is
I
a
would pay.
co-op game. The whole point
Yeah,
of the game, like they promote like only one
the
person
Friends
needs to
Pass.
buy the game. Yeah. So you can buy a game for $60 and just split it. And
Right.
realistically, those games are only $30 worth. Like
Yeah,
they're
facts.
doing the right thing. And I
Right.
guarantee you that is a fantastic game. I know it's such a
I wish I
fantastic
knew.
game, and
I
it's
wish I
so
knew, bro.
annoying that I can't fucking play it.
I haven't seen anything from that game, from the trailer.
Nothing.
I'm not
Yeah. I don't know
actually, I've
anything.
only seen the trailer. I haven't watched anything about it because 'cause I'm like, one of these days we're gonna play it, and it's
We
not even
will.
because, like, of time thing, it's just because EA is being
Dude.
ridiculous.
I'm gonna like I have to keep trying. Like I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
try like
You have to
solo or
call them back,
something.
and you're gonna have to talk to hopefully somebody who's, like, a bit more sensible and can help you out there.
Yeah. Cause if not, legit, like I'm probably just gonna but
Buy it.
no, this is what I'm afraid though. I'm gonna buy the game and it's still gonna ask me to sign in and then I can't play.
Bro bro, if that's the case, then bro, you go pay some extra money for a lawyer, bro.
Dude, yeah, legit.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's like, oh, your PSN is tagged to your EA account. I'm like, why? And if it is, then like I'm logged in. Why can't I play?
Right,
It doesn't
right.
make any sense.
Nah, they I don't know what they're doing over there. I mean, it's a great idea, but of course there's like you said it, there's plenty of people who deal with that problem too.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think we need to make accounts just to play a video game.
no, that makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Like I know we talked about this in the previous pod too. Like the whole
Yeah.
Spider-Man thing. Like if the servers are shut down, we can't play. It's a
Yeah,
simple
yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's like, bro, you know, what did I pay for? You know?
Yeah.
Come on.
So I digress. Fuck you, EA.
All
I want to
right.
play
We
this.
love you,
Yeah.
Treyarch.
We spent money on your game. We want to play it.
Thanks. Yeah, let us play it.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone. I mean, if you guys made all the way an
Thanks,
hour and
everybody.
30 of catching up. Because I mean, you and I,
Yeah.
honestly, we haven't even talked for the past like 2 weeks either.
Yeah, I know
Because
we have it. So
we
it's good
had
to chat about this stuff.
yeah,
So
had this stuff in the
we
bank.
took all you along for the ride. So I hope you enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Went through gambling. It all leads back to gambling, man.
It
If you
always
do
leads
it
back.
enough, if you
Yes.
call them enough,
If you gamble, you
yeah,
can't you can't buy the game because you don't have any
yeah,
money.
responsibly,
Yes, gamble responsibly.
yeah. But if I call them enough, one will hit.
Yeah, yeah. One of those
Yeah,
calls.
yeah,
One of those calls will hit.
yeah.
You talk to a guy. Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah. It's this guy again.
Is this guy it?
Um, but yeah, guys, thank you for listening. I know it's been a long one, but we had a lot to talk about. Black Ops 7 looks good. Let us know what
Mhm.
you think if you're going to be playing Black Ops 7 or Battlefield 6. And if you're on one of those sides, which I hope you're not, like at the end of the day, two different games.
Right.
And let us know down below on YouTube, like, what do you think of Black Ops 7? And next episode, we'll definitely talk about rosters because there's a
Yep.
lot of news. Hopefully, stuff is like locked in by then, or if not, like pretty close to locked, or we get an
Yep.
official statement that Cell is off the team, at least, the big
Right.
players. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're also on anchor.fm/COD Casuals, where we post all of our episodes. We're on Instagram, TikTok, cut it up, put it all over there. And make sure to leave a 5-star rating because it does help us out a ton. And make sure to go listen to the last 2 guest episodes because we haven't
Absolutely.
done those for a while, and it was good to get back into it. So
Yeah.
make sure to check
Yeah, they
those
were
out.
really good ones.
Shout out those guys.
Mhm.
But yeah, thank you everyone. This has been episode 237 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
Yeah.